The New York Jets' history of quarterbacks and history of success is one that nobody would ever talk about publicly in a positive fashion if they had all of the information. A couple of tweets have led to Mark Schlereth having to give an apology video that was absolutely beautiful. I actually got a chance to see that video before it was released, and I want to let you know your reaction to what you saw whenever you watched that video was my exact reaction at my house. I was laughing so hard because it was maybe my favorite video I've seen on the internet. But what he said on this show in some time, what he said on this show was the Jets fans act as if they're going to get this right. They act as if this quarterback's going to come in and play great football, when just 3 years ago, Sam Darnold was going to do that. Then years before that, this other quarterback. And then years before that, it was going to happen. He said the organization, if you look at tendency, you look at patterns, you look at anything basically, they're going to fuck this up for whatever reason. They got a new head coach in there. Everybody loves Bob Saleh, okay? We're big. You got a new GM in there who has won before, who's built a team before. Everybody still thinks there is a chance that the Jets are going to fuck this up, and everybody's just seeing how. And if you look back on the Jets franchise with their quarterbacks, and we have a graphic that shows this thing. Ooh. Look at these records for these quarterbacks as members of the New York Jets. Frank Reich, 1996. Everybody knows him for the Buffalo Bills comeback, and now he's the Indianapolis Colts head coach. He played for the Jets in 1996. He had a record of 1-15.
Frank.
Big Frank.
I had no idea that Frank Reich went 1-15 one year in the NFL as a head coach. Or as a starting quarterback. I did not know that. And by the way, I love Frank Reich. This does not change my view at all. You know what my view is actually? The Jets had a 1-15 off Frank Reich. Vinny Testaverde, okay? His record 31-17. Success story. He moves on. Chad Pennington, 39-41. Okay, we're right there in the middle of the ballpark. Brett Favre, he goes 9-7. Geno Smith, 12-20. Josh McCown, 5-11. Neil O'Donnell. He went 9-7. Why didn't they keep him around? Neil O'Donnell will get you to the Super Bowl.
Yes, he will.
And that son of a bitch will throw many interceptions in that Super Bowl.
It's paid off.
Ray Lucas was a starter in 8-8. Brooks Bollinger was a starter 4-12. Markey, Sanchez, the Sanchez 34-30. Fitzmagic 15-17. Darnold 13-35. Nobody, damn near nobody, except for Vinny Testaverde, okay?
Favre.
Brett Favre has a success. Nobody has success there. Is it the organization? Is it the mascot? Is it the team name? Is it that it's in the shadows of New York City? What is it? Why is it? And if you're a Jets fan, how? How did you become a Jets fan when the Giants play in the same fucking stadium? I don't know. I respect the fanhood. I respect the loyalty, but it seems as if all odds are stacked against whoever they drafted number 2.
Well, it's crazy, too, because like you look at Sanchez, he goes 34-30. He made 2 AFC championships. But really, since those 2 AFC championships when Rex Ryan was the head coach, they haven't been worth a shit since then. And that was, 12 years ago?
And last year, their fans are like, just need you to do what you guys do so often. Just lose.
It's easy.
Hey, just lose, baby. Hey, there's a guy named Trevor Lawrence that's sitting there. He's tall, he's athletic, he's a leader. They say he's the next guy. He's going to come in. I just rattled off a list of quarterbacks that we've gone through, and God bless them all. All right, hey, listen, God bless them all. But if we can get a once-in-a-generation like quarterback, like, other teams have seemed to find much more regularly than us, that would be fantastic. And then what do? The Jets went out there and just couldn't even fucking do that?
Nope.
And at the moment, I was so happy for the Jets team because I know what it's like to potentially, go completely defeated. I was a part of a 2-14 team that almost won our way out of a once-in-a-generational quarterback, Andrew Luck. And Dan Orlovsky actually was the one that almost got us out of the Andrew Luck sweepstakes at the end of the year by winning. He was previously on the 0-16 team, so I understood how happy the Jets players were and coaches were and everything like that. But if what I've been told is correct, from that time, whenever we won those games at the end of the year, there was some very, very, very mixed feelings at a lot of different levels of the Indianapolis Colts because we potentially don't get Andrew Luck. Now, we do. Obviously, Washington ends up trading with the Rams. The Rams were able to win more games than us. We end up locking in number 1 overall seed or whatever, or number 1 overall pick. But the Jets lost it. And now there's a massive question mark, and you can't help but think, is the trend or the Jets, the Jets, do we suck again? You just got to hope not. You got to hope that Joe Douglas is able to build it again, I guess.
Especially when you look at who was picked after Darnold. Josh Allen, who's at the Bills in the division, could have been the New York Football Jets quarterback. I mean, it's terrible to be a Jets fan.
Now, there's zero chance that Josh Allen, they would have, in the shadows of New York City, there's zero chance they would have let him do what he did his first year and let him continue to start. I would think the media would not let him. You got to remember, Josh Allen, not great his first year.
No.
Signs, very athletic, big throws, but the Buffalo Bills were not in conversation. Okay, it was not a, here we go. Then that second year he came back. He was better. It was like, okay, there's a guy. Then this last year he came back. He got even better. It's like, holy shit, they got a guy. I don't know if the patience would have been the same with the New York Jets if they draft him. Now, I know that's just one particular case you're referring to, but just like the Mitchell Trubisky, Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson thing, with how they've done. How do we know that Patrick Mahomes is going to be Patrick Mahomes in the Chicago Bears offense without Andy Reid seeing him on the practice squad and everything like that? Alex Smith potentially happening. I just think that's a tough game to play. But with the Jets, I think you could play that game a lot over the past probably 20 years.
Is that why you think that might be like kind of a factor into that? Is because there is such a short window where it's like, hey, if you don't perform here, your ass is gone. Like, I forget who said it, but they said, Darnold would go 3, or Sanchez said,
boo.
Yeah, Darnold would go 3 and out and get booed out of the stadium. Like, does that factor into the fact that they're too tough on the quarterbacks
in the shadows of New York City.
The Big Apple.
You can't just think. I mean, you can for like 20 years. But we ain't going to let you do it consecutively. We're going to have a lot of people do it.
And that's a lot of regimes there. Like, that's not just one regime consistently picking a terrible quarterback. That's just like a failure over and over again. Like,
and you got to start thinking,
Bob was there.
Is it the team? Is it the organization? Is it the building?
Yeah.
Do they got to go sage that place? What? I mean, what?
Bring Rex back.
You got to bring Rex back.
Bring Rex back.
Do you imagine Bob Saleh and Rex Ryan?
Oh, man.
They've had 11 head coaches since 1996, including Bob Saleh.
Do you think Dan Jones?
That's winning football.
That's winning football.
That's with Rex for how long too? Like, you take Rex out of that equation.
He was awesome, huh? Rex was a good time over there.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if the social media world was where it was when Rex would walk out to these press conferences in wigs and costumes and talking shit to
burying
people?
teams? Yeah.
Oh my God, it would be insane. He probably wouldn't be able to do it now because so many people would get offended.
Well, that's what anytime you get a hankering for that, the season of Hard Knocks that the Jets were on with Rex. Oh man, it's the best.
Hey,
what do you say at the end of that?
Let's go get a fucking steak.
Yeah.